Afternoon, we're looking at the S-6LS RANS Light Sport. This is an amazing airplane. It's the Coyote that we've been building since 1989. Of course, over the years the aircraft has seen some changes. This one's dope in fabric with the sport wing. The sport wing is offered now as the standard wing on our S-LSA models. It features a CNC stamped rib, making quite a nice high lift but good speed wing. It's a good practical two-seat airplane with some very nice numbers. Tricycle gear or tail dragger option. Base price on a plane like this is only $67 with the 80 horse Rotex 912 and the 3-blade warp drive prop. Couple of grand pops in the 100 horse, and way this one is equipped with radios, transponder, gyro, and a few other items such as the headrests and the large tires, the dual brakes, and an aft baggage compartment. It specs out right about at $80,000, which still, considering a US made trusty design, it's quite the bargain. We got some very comfortable seats. They adjust fore and aft by using some pins under the seats. And of course you can access your baggage compartment. This is the baggage compartment that comes standard, about 9 cubic feet and 50 pounds. The panel is also cut out to the standard configuration, but it has additional instruments such as a gyro, a vertical speed, a transponder, a map box, and light packages on this, as well as the intercom. Our base airplane is, just as we say, very basic airplane. Features on a Coyote such as the gas struts that open the doors, and the doors fit real tight against the cockpit so it's smooth and quiet inside. And basic airframe is the front half of the plane, from the bulkhead behind the seats to the nose, or the firewall, is a chromoly steel cage that we sandblast and powder coat. Out back is an aluminum tail cone comprised of anodized aluminum tubes that are riveted together. This has proven to be an excellent and most durable structure. We've seen 3,000 hour plus aircraft out there in the field used for instruction. And the landing gear is tough too. It's a tapered spring steel rod that's custom machined, and a Cleveland style fitting is welded to it, and then it's all heat treated. The tail is of ample size with the trim system. It's a manual trim like a Cessna trim wheel for pitch, and we tune these planes up real close to where the ball's centered when they fly by using some of our adjustments that come in the aircraft standard, such as your lift strut adjustment down there at the joint. And this one has the optional aft baggage, which you can find ample room for things like lightweight things like sleeping bags and duffel bags. 30 pounds is allowed here. The paint we use on the plane is also interesting. We use a pretty fancy paint. It's metallic silver on this one with a bright red. And it's a Superflight cloth with it's Aerotex primer system. Then we put a urethane paint on top of it, and it's made to last. Let's talk a little bit about performance. This aircraft weighed in at 678 pounds, giving you about 540 pounds payload, which is pretty good. A lot of people want a 1320 gross weight, but it's a lot more fun, let me tell you, to have a 1232 gross weight and have a better power to weight ratio with that 100 horse engine. You get snappy performance, short takeoff, brisk climbs, 1,000, 1,200 feet a minute, and despite the roomy airplane that it is, 46-inch cabin width and plenty of headroom and legroom, and plenty of wing for altitude or bush plane operations or float planes. You know, this plane's good up in the hills and the mountain strips. you are still able to turn out a good, honest 100-knot cruise with this plane, even with the big 800 tires. The Coyote handling is also a lot of fun too. It has nice light ailerons, stable in pitch, very easy to trim out hands off and just tap the rudder pedals while you fly somewhere. And that's basically the way everybody flies them. They just trim them out hands off and steer with their feet to keep their course. A few of them have put autopilots, and the autopilots will favor the rudder for maintaining course. So in summary, we have an airplane that grosses out about 1232, carries 500 plus pounds, and flies with about 3.5 hours range. It's got an 18-gallon fuel system. And cost-wise, we're breaking the paradigm by making you a plane that starts at 67 and can be optioned up to probably to where it hurts, but this one, as I said before, is right about 78 to 79,000. With about everything I'd want, I'd maybe just add a 496 and get XM satellite and you're set to go. So if you're interested in a good sport plane with a good long history, with a lot of factory support from a company that's been in business 27 years, call RANS or go to RANS.com. And of course, our phone number, been the same for 27 years, is 785-625-6346.